In this program, I'd like to tell the story about our journey to a mountainous region of Georgia in Eastern Europe. Our film crew went to the village of Davati in the Dusheti region, seeking the sculptor Shio Gogshelidze, about whom we had heard was a talented artisan in making exceptional knives. I wanted to have a special chef's knife made in the traditional Georgian style for my cooking show. There is a rich culture in knife and sword making in Georgia's Caucasus region, but the types of knives used in everyday cooking are lacking. Shio made it possible using Georgia's old traditions and style. Shio is a builder by profession, but knife making is his hobby. His handcrafts have been exhibited in Italy, Germany, and Greece. Each year he exhibits his work in the Ethnographic Museum at the Georgian Crafts Festival. Not long ago, he moved from Tbilisi to the mountainous region of Georgia, where he restored his father's house in village Davati. Now he teaches traditional crafts to village children and organizes exhibitions.
აბა ნათია შეხედე შემოხედე ხელში დაიჭირი როგორია ნახეთ
ისეთია ძალიან კუნთოვანი კაცური ძლიერი.
To put his knife to the test, Shio invited us to make Khinkali, Georgia's national dish, from scratch.
ისე დავჭრი მაშინ. აი
გამოგინახავთ
Khinkali belongs to mountain region. In the old days, great chunks of beef and pork were reduced to the consistency of ground meat using heavy knives or even swords. Shio's knife performed flawlessly. It was very sharp and heavy enough to chop the meat in the traditional style. Chopping the meat was not an easy job. It takes strength in your arm and wrist. The knife must be heavy enough to handle the meat.
ჯერ სად არის? 1.25 წელში რამე ხინკლე დადგება.
Khinkali was usually made by men, perhaps because of their strength and their ability to be great chefs. We named the knife after Shio. Even now, when I'm using it, it reminds me of this unforgettable day.
სახელი არ დამიქფევი ახლა დანის თქვენ ქალები ხარ და
შიო ქვია მაგდანაც ახლა სხვა რა სახელი
შიო პაპას დანა
Our costumes are from Georgia's mountain region. They are called talavari. They are handcrafted with cross-stitch elements in a variety of colors. Georgia's history is filled with fighting to remain a Christian nation against Muslim invasions. The country was constantly on the defensive to protect its faith and territories. The costumes, while beautiful, also show Georgia's warrior nature. ასაღებათაც კარგია? ასაღებათაც, მისაღებათაც. Так. We made Khinkali a recipe that goes back centuries. Instead of grinding the meat, we chopped it with knives. We made two recipes, city and mountain recipe. The difference is the city style includes cilantro. The herb is especially aromatic when it is picked while it's immature and it has been exposed to a light frost. The leaves turn purple and its already strong flavor is intensified. Its aromatic aroma can be detected from a distance. The Khinkali recipe is very simple. 2 pounds of beef shoulder or brisket and 1/2 pound of pork shoulder. It is chopped with a heavy knife or it can be ground. Salt, onion, ground caraway seeds, called gliavi in Georgian, red pepper flakes, and water. Cilantro is optional.
Khinkali. მარილი წითელი წიწაკა კულიავი კულიავის გემოზე არ უნდა წავიდეს ოდნა უნდა მისეს წყალი ხოცი კარგად იწვევს წყალს არ შეგეშინეთ ხოლმე თავმად ჩააყარეთ ჩაასხათ ეგაც ქალაქურიც გამზადდა მწვანილიანი так ნახევარი საქმე გაკეთებულია
Here we are making the mountain style of khinkali called mtiuluri. The recipe is the same as the city style but without cilantro. Gliavi is a spice which must be used in khinkali. In the summer, this herb can be found growing in the wild in mountains. When freshly picked, it has an intense flavor and is very aromatic. Only a very slight amount is used. Otherwise, it will overwhelm the final taste.
წყალი იმდენი რამდენსაც შეიწოვს ბევრი არ უნდა ფაქტურად ფარში მზად არის ეს ერთი
ეს მთიულური ყოველგვარი მწანილის გარეშე მარტო კვლიავი ისე კვლიანური მარტო მთაში მოდის რომ
მარტო მთაში
რომელ სეზონზე ახლა ალბათ გაზაფხულზე წამოვა ხო
წამოვა მას შუა ზაფხულისთვის უკვე იქნება აი ამას აქვს სპეციალური აი ჯერ დავაცადოთ ცეცხლს ჩანელება
This type of fire is form of an old Georgian tradition, where the fire is lit in the middle of a room to cook the meal. The cooking pot is hung over the fire by its special chain with movable hooks, which allows you to adjust the pot's distance from the flames. In the old tradition, this was a symbol of the family's well-being, with many years to come, filled with an abundance of food and warmth. It is called geria, which means an ongoing fire, both physically and spiritually.
რატო ამყევიო? ანოსრეუნე. მოგედოს ქალთაზე.
The dough is made from 2 pounds of flour, 1 tablespoon of salt and water.
საფარი გიგინდზე ხალხი ჩამო.
Making the dough by hand is quite laborious because it must be kneaded enough to become a hard dough, which will prevent the khinkali from opening while they are boiling. It takes a strong man or woman with white hands to get it right. Using an electric stand mixer is much easier. When the dough is ready, it needs to be cut into rounds and flattened. Khinkali is a dish which is fun to make when there is a social gathering of relatives, friends and neighbors. Everyone chips in and the job proceeds much easier than doing it alone. It is a social dish which brings people to one table.
ხო, ნაოჭები ხინკალი საერთოდ უნდა იყოს 19 ან 28 ნაოჭიანი.
A perfect khinkali must have 19 wrinkles when the meat is wrapped in the dough. It is a special hand skill which only an experienced khinkali maker can do.
ისავლეთ შვილებო, ისავლეთ.
When the water boils, you need to add a tablespoon of salt and toss the khinkali into the pot upside down.
Fabi ეს არის სამყარო.
უნდა დაატრიალო, კი არ მოურიო. მოგედოს ქალთავზე.
When the pot foams over, it is the first sign that the khinkalis are ready.
არ მოყარა კაფები.
კი, აი ეს არის უკვე ნიშანი. და როგორ აწესრიგებს აი ამ დროს?
The foam controls the boiling process by itself because the foam makes the fire heat decrease and lowers the temperature of the water.
აი ხო ცეცხლებს და აი ეს ხური ისეთი გრილია, შეიძლება ხელით გადმოვიდა.
With Khinkali there is a custom to take a shot of vodka. In Georgia, this vodka can be made with fruit, but it's typically made from grape must, which we call jaja. It complements Khinkali like no other drink. Khinkali's flavor is unique and delicious. It gives you a lot of pleasure and leaves you with a great aftertaste. It is a culinary masterpiece which really deserves a monument somewhere in its homeland. It is a great party dish which brings people together.
ერთმა კერძმა მეტი რა სიამოვნება უნდა მოგალიწოს, რაც ხინკალს შეუძლია და ესეა მზია და ხინკალი რა.
We made two old styles of Khinkali, with and without herbs. The results were delightful, unforgettable flavors, enhanced by the fresh mountain air in a pleasant rustic country atmosphere filled with God's blessings. It was a true breaking bread experience, and it was one of a kind day which will stay with us forever.
Thank you.